All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Beantown Boxing Banter and Bullshit. Here we are tonight, a couple days before the big event, New England's Future 9, put on by Rivera Promotions Entertainment. Huge card, Kendrick Ball Jr., we got Popeye, we got, you know, you're going to get your money's worth out of this show. Grab a ticket, get to my man Kendrick, get to AJ. But every week we're here on Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, bringing you boxing, everything, local, national, whatever. Basically, we just come here and bullshit about violence. So want to give a shout out to sponsors, Sharon's Boxing, Remodel Works, Emily's Interiors. And guys, thank you again for tuning in. We'll be here next week, every week. And check it out, AIC Springfield, Mass. this week. Huge show. We're going to talk about it tonight. Anybody who wants to join tonight that's on that card, we're going to get to. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Focus on.
Guys, we're going. I mean, we may as well. We don't even care tonight. We're on. So
I just thank y'all for coming on. Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure more fighters will tap in as we're in. I just appreciate you guys for coming on. I just want to say, so far for both of you, how did training camp go? How was it? Go ahead, you start, buddy.
I mean, it felt great being back. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming off a fucking crazy layoff. So to be back in the turmoil of it all, man, it really, really was awesome for me. And I'm feeling really rejuvenated. You know, a lot of boxers really get burnt out in this sport. And I feel like them 2 years of what I dealt with, man, really, really reawakened something in me, man. So I'm ready to come out some Friday night, man, and really put on a performance and then keep it going. I'm done with the layoffs, man. I'm done with the setbacks, man. And I think Friday night, man, y'all are gonna see that.
You're officially a free agent, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means Jake can hop on whatever card he feels like it.
Everyone, let's get it.
What about you, Wilfredo?
I can't even tell you how good it is to see this face on my podcast tonight. Because seriously, man,
I know I've been like a little bit like you guys don't see me a lot around just because I would just focus on training at work. I got a new promotion of work, so I've been really busy, but the training is been on. I never felt as good as I felt right now. And basically it's just because it's been like 3 fights in less than a year. You know what I mean? Like been active, been in the gym, working out. I'm already basically at weight. So it's easier at this weight. It's easier for me. You know what I mean? I don't have to suffer. I can eat more rice and beans. You know how it is.
So it's safe to say, is it safe to say, because there's no layoff, you had 2 really tough fights where you went the distance, you gave it your all. Is it safe to say that 3 fights in a year, we're probably going to see a more dangerous Wilfredo than before, because now the ring rust is off. It's off. There's no ring rust.
Exactly. I mean, and like, it's a perfect sample is when I had my pro debut. That was a tough one. And then the second one was a little tougher too. And then the third one was kind of easy, and then my knockout rate started coming up. I started dropping people. So when I get busier, is you'll see Friday.
Yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is. Once you get the gears going, you can only leave a car parked for so long, but when you get the gears going, the car's running smooth.
Exactly.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and I love how you've been speaking that belt into existence. Like I feel your hunger. Like I literally genuinely feel the hunger for that belt. Like you want nothing more than that belt. And that's what it's kind of scary too.
Yes, it's we tried 2 times. For whatever reason, I didn't care. We already know. And this is the 3rd time. It's coming. Like
at a weight that you're comfortable at.
Exactly. So the way that I feel comfortable. I'm like, my trainer keep telling me stuff that like, I'm like, are you really serious? Like, he's like, man, your condition, man, your power, all this stuff. And I'm like, and he's like, because I'm always telling him like, are you sure? Like, I don't know. I felt like I need to do more. And then he's like, oh, that's good. Because this is all with me. I felt that I could do more. I could do more. I want to do more. And this is enough. He's like, man, your power, your condition, I never seen you like that. So
You been on
I'm
your
like,
Usana?
yes, you know that.
That he could do more. He could do more.
I could do more.
Hey,
Exactly,
what a crazy coincidence that this fight for the belt is a long line of like, I mean, if you're a boxing fan, you know the long line in history between a Puerto Rican and Mexican fighter. So like that's a crazy coincidence. Like that wasn't planned. It just happened like that.
Yeah, it just happened, and
it's Chavez, it's Hector Camacho and Julio Cesar Chavez all over again. It's Tito Trinidad, and Oscar De La Hoya all over again.
Yeah, people love that. People love that rivalry. Like it's gonna be, and like I say, like I know when like in training camp, I was working out, trying to get the stuff getting ready for Chakamore. Fortunately, he got hurt. Things happen. This is how this business is. But yeah, I was getting ready for him. I was getting lefties, righties. Now we change the opponent, but that doesn't really get in my mind because I'm training for anyone.
I was just going to ask you that. I was going to ask you to be honest with me. This podcast is raw.
Yeah.
How did you genuinely feel about the opponent switch? Did it throw you off? Did it make you feel uncomfortable, or were you like, you know what? I trained so hard it didn't matter.
Exactly. Like my goal, my opponent, this is how crazy it's gonna sound. My opponent right now is the belt. I have to win the belt. That's my opponent. So I don't care who you're gonna put in front of me. I train hard for whoever, like lefty, righty, whatever style we train for. We look different style, so we're trying to work it out for any style. So when that happened, I like, then I was doing pretty good with lefties. All right, but I'm okay with righty, so it's back to normal. So I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Shaka is just real unorthodox. Shaka is a lefty that fights righty, and he switches. He's a little bit more. He's not a busy fighter, but he almost kind of reminds me of like Winky Wright. He's kind of a counter puncher. He waits. He's very closed in. Mm-hmm. Now, Wilfredo's going to be facing a come forward brawler.
So like my style is going to be almost my favorite too, because
that's your style. It's not going to really. I think the fight at first went from a thinking game to it's going to be just a war of wills. Who wants it more? Whose balls are going to show more?
To be Wilfredo, you're going to have to kill him. That's the same theme of any fight that this man is in, man.
That's why I always, even in the amateur, man, even in the amateur, I was like that. I always keep coming. The only way you can stop me is just stop me. Even if I'm tired, I'm still throwing punches. It's just, that's me. When I'm in the ring, I'm a different person. It's a different ball game.
This guy's getting stronger as he gets older.
He's like the Puerto Rican Bernard Hopkins.
This is the Tom Brady of boxing right here in the flesh.
I'm gonna switch it over to Jake now. Jake, how do you feel about your opponent? Your opponent also has almost like a favorable style. He's not a runner. He's not a mover. He's gonna stand in front of you and try to fight. And I feel like that favors someone like you who likes to bang.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your opponent?
Well, I feel
honestly, he's gonna come out, man, and he's gonna be aggressive. But like most of the people that I fight that choose that kind of style with me, man, they're gonna really rethink that. But I'm not really trying to come out there and bang, man. I feel like I built a reputation as just the kid who shows up and, you know, throws a couple punches and the guy kind of falls down. I got so much more to me. I got levels, man. I can box, I can dance, I can bang, I can brawl. So I'm kind Are of you meaning to tell me we're about to see a boxing Jake? You might, bro. You might see me on the tip of my toes. I might shuffle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got a hell of a jab, bro. You know, I got
to
a
find
lot.
out Jake got a little Ali shuffle in him.
Fun, man. Yo, for a big boy, yo, I can move.
Oh, he went out his. He moves right off the screen. He right.
He said, for a big boy, I can move it right out.
Yeah, he moved.
That's a
Moved pretty
microphone
quick.
drop right there. I don't know.
He'll be back.
That is phenomenal. Fuck it. So,
Oh, so my next question is, I think you were getting ready to say something, Mike. So hold on that. We can't go messy midway because it's not midway yet. So what I'm gonna say is, your opponent's not gonna see this anyway. I want to know your prediction. What's your prediction for your fight, Wilfredo? What's gonna happen?
Well, we've been working so hard. We're not gonna need the judges on this fight.
So we're talking knockout?
Talking a knockout. We're looking for that knockout. We already got some things that we been working at the gym. And if one of those,
I might cry if Wilfredo wins this fight by knockout.
if
I might
one
cry
of those,
2 tears of joy for him.
if one of those things that we've been working out, if we land the shot that we're looking for, he's not coming up. So, but that being said, we're just gonna see how he's gonna perform that Friday. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna. I felt it. We're gonna win by knockout. We don't need
I
the
can't
judges
wait to
this
see
time.
this. I honestly can't. I mean, let's be real.
Hey, I tell you what, this guy's got more wins than Wilfredo's got fights.
Yep.
This guy's a vet.
And like I said,
this guy has his wins alone are more than what Wilfredo has for fights.
Yep.
I don't know.
So
nothing wrong with
so
that.
Jake, you were saying
for
a big boy you could move, and then all of a sudden you moved right off the camera.
Yeah,
my wife called. That's my bad.
You're good.
But yeah, man. I feel as a fighter, man, you got to be a real dynamic person in there. So I'm looking to show something, man. I really, really am. This time around, this fight, the next fight, every fight, you're gonna see a new me every time. And as I get down to where I need to be, to where I need to fight, I'm gonna be coming for that New England strap. I want them big fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here. I told y'all, man, I'm not here to take part, man. I'm here to take over this shit. So I'm coming for it. People just gotta stop sleeping.
So
You'll be watching closely to those championship fights that are happening that night.
Always. I'm envious, man. I got so much respect and love for Wilfredo, man. Listen, I am so happy for you, man. And I'm very envious and I'm gonna be where you are very soon. AJ, line it up because I'm coming for it. I'm telling you, man. I'm done talking. I said it on my post, man. What's I had to be said has been said. I feel like I've been, pushed aside and kind of just thrown to the back, man. But y'all ain't gonna be able to do that no more.
So you know what comes with one of those straps, and I'm glad Wilfredo's here to hear this too, is there's guys that start gunning for you. Like I just had a guy who is like 9-1 hit me up specifically for Wilfredo. Like he asked specifically for Wilfredo. And I was like, beat your ass. But he already has an opponent. So you're gonna have to wait your turn. But it was crazy because I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow, the guy hasn't even won the belt yet, and he's already got guys like, I want to fight him. Yeah, imagine when you win the belt.
They want this old guy. But it's it's like I say, I don't call out no one. I don't need to do that. But just be careful. Sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for.
Yup.
I might be my age. The number is high, but my heart is bigger than anything. So just be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
No
respect
doubt.
Let them know. Let them know.
No doubt.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the artwork to finally show through because, like I was telling Mike a little bit before you guys jumped on, out of all the shows I've match made, now I'm like, I mean, we're on like our 12th show, but I've match made for other promoters. I mean, this by far was adversity wise the hardest I've ever matched because none of you guys, I mean, except for Jake. Jake's original opponent actually pulled through. You know, had to pay for a few medicals and stuff for him, but he actually pulled through. But I mean, nobody's got. We lost Carlos Castillo. He had an injury during sparring, so that fight got completely scrapped. Richie's original opponent caught COVID. The second opponent that we got for Richie, he had an issue. His wife ended up in the hospital, so he had to be there for his wife.
Wow.
Third opponent, there was like a weight issue. You know, he wanted to fight at like 195. Richie's not 195.
Richie
So
don't
it's
care
like-
though. I don't think Richie
He don't care.
cares.
He don't care. But now that Richie has an established record, we have to establish him at an actual weight class. Like the fluctuating was cool and all because he was getting fights, but he's 20-0 now. So when he gets ranked, it's almost like he's not. He is ranked at cruiserweight technically because the majority of his fights were cruiser, but like he's not even a cruiser. He was never a cruiser. He was actually started. He started at light heavyweight. But now that it's time to establish him in the ranking system, we got to get some super middleweight fights for him. Because that's where his is. When it's time for the big paydays and the top dogs, it's going to be the super middleweight division. So now we can't be taking those 195, 185 fights. You know, it's just, even though he could have beat him, it's just, so we got Richie of an opponent. And then
You're gonna let
Bobby's
somebody else be in
opponent-
charge for Richie too, because he'll take anybody. Somebody else has to
I
sign
mean,
that line.
but Richie, I actually had to tell him respectfully because I love Richie. Richie's become like a brother to me. But I had to respectfully tell Richie, "Are you insane?"
Yeah.
So there was a fighter. Let me see if I could pull up his record. This dude was he's got a couple belts himself. Nothing major, but like belts like what Richie's got. I think he was like 25-4, but he was a heavyweight. Richie was like, he's a bum. I'll fight him. I said, bro, are you insane? I was like, he went all 10 rounds with Carlos Takam. Takam was a world championship caliber fighter. He's like, yeah, Takam's a bum too. I'm like, bro, you're insane. I'm like, I'm not making this fight. No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't even care if he tells me he'll take it for $1,000. I'm not making this fight. This dude's a heavyweight. It doesn't. There comes this point in time where you got to save a fighter for themselves because Richie got that Superman cape on. He's ready to take on the world.
Yeah, he
Like,
doesn't care. He
doesn't
care. Yeah.
so, and then, like I said, Bobby's opponent, his opponent didn't turn in medicals in time, so I had to get him a whole new opponent. And then who else? Anwar Rosa's opponent, another commission wouldn't take him off suspension, so I had to get him a new opponent. And then like 2 days ago, I get a fucking picture at like 10:30 at night of a fighter in a neck brace. He can't fight. He got into a car accident. So as of like 2 days ago, I had to make a whole new fight. It was nuts. This whole show was nuts. Like, I hope it works. I hope it pays off watching it in the ring and there's some good fights and, you know, these guys fight their asses off because what I went through for this show to even find these guys was crazy. Like, I got guys coming in from Colombia. I got guys coming from Mexico. I got guys coming in from Italy. I got guys coming in from Illinois. I got guys coming in from
Southbridge.
Miami.
You didn't
No,
know that.
I bet. I mean, like every time we talk about when we text message about opponents, stuff like that, I always said like, I don't know how you guys do it. I know there's a lot of stress. I know it's a pain and I know it's hard. It's hard for you guys. I know, like in my case, even I went through a couple things with my outfit, with even the tickets. I go through some stuff with people, and that make me like freaking like explode. I can imagine like what you're going through because you have to do the show.
If I genuinely didn't care about like you guys, and if I genuinely didn't like, respect some of you guys, then I would have just been like, all right, fuck it, you're not fighting.
Yeah, no, I
to put myself through to put myself through that stuff, man. I'm just like, I told my dad, I'm like, when I was getting ready before the deadline, I was getting everyone's file together before we go to the commission's office. I'm getting all the files together, all the medicals, the applications, putting, Jake's folder with Jake's folder, Wilfredo's folder with Wilfredo's folder, Bobby's with Bobby's, whatever. And I look at him and I'm like, mind you, funniest thing too, his whole living room is covered with paperwork. And my little sister, who's 4 years old, comes up to me and goes, and goes, AJ, you made a mess in my house. My 4-year-old sister, she's like, you made a mess in my house. I'm like, oh, my bad. But I look at my dad, I'm like, I have no idea why I love this shit. I'm like, I have no idea why I love this shit. It's crazy,
It's tough.
It's a battle both in and out the ring, but I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited, Jake's coming off his long layoff. You're getting your championship fight. It's funny though, because right, I think it's pretty ironic. Just this coincidentally, because after a couple fights, I don't sign nobody. I kind of run off of just like loyalty. If you like how I work and we like how you work, we're gonna keep working with you. Wilfredo's always been one of those people who've never been a pain in the ass. So, and that relationship has formed. We've never had to sign Wilfredo, but you got guys who move on, they fight for other promoters or they sign to other promoters, right? And I just think it's pretty ironic that the 4 championship fights, besides Oscar, so there's 4 championship fights, Oscar's one of the 4, but 3 of those fighters had their pro debut at Rivera Promotions Entertainment. Richie Rivera, Wilfredo Pagan, and Derek Whitley. And Derek is signed currently. Derek is signed to a promoter out of Philly. Like Derek's last few fights have been in Philly. He's allowing him to fight on this hometown show. But his pro debut was out. His first 3 fights were with us. He went 3-0 before he went out. So I think it's crazy how his first championship fight is going to be with Rivera Promotions Entertainment. Wilfredo's first championship fight, and same with Richie. Richie's first championship fight was with us. Richie's got with us alone like 5 bouts. But it's just pretty ironic how these guys' pro debuts were with us, and now they're already getting belts,
And we're still here, and
that Oscar had the long layoff over 2.5 years, almost 3 years. His first fight with us was a win, and this will be his second fight with us, and he's already getting a championship fight himself. I think it's perfect timing too. Something that he could bring back for his brother.
I hope I'm right, but I want to look back on this podcast and be like, dude, you were crazy. Like after the night's over, jaws are gonna be dropped with the show that you put on, man. Incredible. Like that, this card is above and beyond what other people are doing. Like we know every single fighter in every single fight. You're going to another fight and maybe knowing 2 or 3 people in there. You put together a good one, man. Through adversity, everything. I think your stress will be worth it. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, and I appreciate it, Mike. It's for me because I know what I had versus what I have, so it's still gonna be a great show. I'm not doubting that. But what I originally had, man, I felt like that was a gold mine. Like Richie's opponent was rough and tough, and Wilfredo was fighting another good vet, and I just felt like what I had was great. And then, things happen in boxing that are just beyond the control,
Yeah.
And I think that's the most frustrating part is that, like, if a mess up happens, I like for it to, like, I like for things to be in my control. So, like, if there's a mess up that happens, I like to genuinely be like, hey, my bad, I fucked up. Or like, hey, this is my bad, or this is my fault. Well, if it's something that I did, I can live with that. But when it's something that's not in my control, I think that's when it's like the most frustrating. Like, I just got a message. A fighter who was supposed to be here at 9:00, he's not getting here until midnight. He was held up by immigration for a few hours. I just got that message. Like, my phone is still buzzing. So I got fighters coming in today, and I got fighters coming in tomorrow. And one of the fighters that was supposed to come in today, immigration held him for a few hours, and he missed his flight. So now, instead of coming in at 9, he told me he'll be here by
I hope he's not from
12:08 a.m.
Mexico.
No. The one that hit me up was Colombia. Let me see. Actually, Mexico just me. Damn, I gotta go to my Google Translator because I can't actually refer. You can read that.
Come on,
You can read that. What's that say?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
AJ, you can't even read Spanish?
they land. So
They
we
land.
here.
All right.
Yeah.
We
here.
Mexico's here.
Yeah.
We have a live translator. We don't need Google.
Exactly. When it's in person, I could comprehend what you're saying. But the reading and the writing, not me. That's another thing. So I'm making these fights with international people not even knowing their language.
I know.
The Italian dude, right? The Italian dude messaged me, and I'm looking at it, and I think I was with my boy, and I'm looking at it, right, and I'm like, it seemed like it was Spanish, but it wasn't. But it looked like even like some of the words were identical. Like gracias was identical.
Racy,
some of the words were identical. So I'm looking at it like I'm trying to read it because, like, I can read Spanish. Some words are just beyond my knowledge. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, this is Spanish, but this is not Spanish. Like, I was just so. And then I went to Google Translator and it was fucking Italian. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's not even Spanish. I almost responded to him in Spanish because I was like, all right, I think I know what he's trying to say. I was about to respond to in Spanish, and then I look at it, I'm like, let's see what he really said. And it was in Italian, and I was just like, oh shit, okay, cool. I'm about to make this whole. So I'm making fights in English, Spanish, and Italian.
Love it. AJ, if Wilfredo's opponent doesn't show up somehow, I got a blast for you. Fog machine.
Call it immigration.
Nope. Call Carlos again and have him come out of fog.
He's crazy. That kid's been hitting me up every week, bro. I'm like, get over. He's got an opponent already. Every week. Then he hits me up, right? And he's like, I heard Shaka fell out. I'll fight Wilfredo at 147. I'm like,
no, he lost already. He lost. Now,
bro, I'm about to, let me see if I can find, let me see.
He doesn't want it, but that's going to happen, Wilfredo. Be ready. If you see any kind of smoke come out from behind.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Hey, AJ, there's the messy midway right there without even saying a word.
It's crazy. Like, I'm like, damn. All right.
If he wants to smoke, my man's ready. My man's ready. No matter, he was born ready. You don't have to get ready. That's how we roll. I love it.
So we can't have a show. We still can't have a show without the messy midway.
True.
So, Wilfredo, I don't like to call out fighters. We're going to get over that right now. Locally and nationally, right? If you you win this belt, you're the champion now. You're the champion of New England, 147. If there's one fighter locally that you're like, you know what? You either have what I want or I just think it will be a good fight, or you'll boost my career to the next level? Who would be that one fighter locally that you would want to fight?
Well, luckily, I got a lot of respect for a guy, the only guy that beat me. And he's going to be on the card. So this is one of the things, my first loss, I would like to revenge that loss. And that could be a really tough fight. I know he's a really good opponent. He's a really tough guy. But that's one of the things that I always get in my head, revenge. So
could you say that you were genuinely 100% for that fight? Training wise, sparring wise, nutrition. It was Marcus Bates. By the way, that did not happen. By the way, I'll throw this out there. That did not happen on the Rivera Promotions card.
Yeah. Well, we took the fight because we were thinking like my career is not going to be like a long, like 10, 15 years career. So we're like, we need to take a tough fight just to see where we at. But the problem that happened is we have some issues in camp. I was training in Worcester, Southbridge, so it was a lot of distraction. So it was my fault because I was trying to look for more help, outside, trying to be a better fighter. And all I did is create some distraction and some confusion, some couple things that happened. I don't need to say it. So we wasn't 100%. I was ready because I trained hard for it, but it was so many distractions on the camp. So, and
I think the best thing that could happen for a fighter is you stay with the trainer that brought you to the best level that they did. And if you ever feel like you need to learn more, you just bring in the best sparring. Like guys that could beat your ass, but you learn from those guys. So I think that's where the learning should come in. I think because I went through it a little bit. My dad always been my trainer. But when he came out of retirement, he didn't have much time to train me. So then I was training with rest in peace, Jimbo Esperduli. I was a Camp Get Right fighter. So then I was also training with Kendrick. Daniel came. Daniel was never around when I was an amateur. He came later in the amateurs, started training, and then I was working with him. And they're all telling you different things. They all have different styles. No, the jab's supposed to be this way. No, the jab's supposed to be this way. So now I got like 4 different trainers, when in all reality, like I should have had one trainer and a bunch of different sparring partners for learning.
You're totally right. I learned my lesson the hard way. I learned it. But in this business, that's how it is. You learn probably the hard way, but the good thing is learn. And I learned from my mistake. And that's why I'm saying like local fighter, I would like to see if I can get that rematch in the future.
You can actually get that fight. I was hit up about that fight for this card. I didn't know that it was a fight you were interested. I had turned it down.
This is major shit right here. Like,
I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a fight Wilfredo was interested in. I had turned it down.
Wilfredo was ready that night after his bout. After he gets that, he's ready later on that night.
But I mean, it's definitely a makeable fight. He's fighting on the card that night. So if they both handle business, hey, maybe an even bigger title goes on the line.
Yeah, and he's a nice guy. We get along. We share stuff. We like, it's a really good opponent. We lost, but he's a nice guy. It's nothing like no hard feelings.
No disrespect, no hard feelings. Yeah,
no, exactly. Nothing like that.
As a man, you got to prove yourself. And I feel that. I mean, my first amateur loss. I'm not even a fighter anymore. My first amateur loss, I'm still
Don't
like,
even
yo.
start with that. Don't
I'm
even
like,
start with I'm not
yo,
a fighter anymore.
If I'm not a fighter, Mike stays trying to get me out of retirement. But I'm like, if I turn pro, like I would love to get the smoke with that dude, you know? It's just you beat me,
No,
you know?
it's something like
And you're the
yeah,
first guy, and you're the first guy to beat me. So it sticks more than any other things you went through, you know, because you know you're the first dude to beat me. So it's like, nah, I gotta get a rematch with you, you know. But nah, I respect it. I definitely respect. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Besides Marcus, like, is there any other guys that you have your eyes on?
local. No, like not really. Like I don't care. Like honestly, winning this belt, if I'm gonna fight again for another belt, different belt, I'll go for it. You know, right now, all I care is this belt. This is my main thing right now. And then after that,
After New England title, the next step should be, like national title.
yeah, I'm willing to do anything. Like now, I just want golds and golds and
The
golds.
the gold gets heavier with the better belts. I'm not gonna lie. The gold starts off light, and then it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. Ask Richie. You see all the gold he got.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
what about
open for that?
What about a national level? Who at a national level, if you got a chance to get a nice payday, a good payday to fight somebody that's at that TV level, who would it be?
Ooh.
Just say Berlanga. Everybody else does. Everybody else.
Nah,
wants to
Berlanga's
do
No,
it.
like-
no.
Berlanga's
Too
like
big. Too
three
big for me.
weight classes above Wilfredo.
Dude.
Nah,
big.
yeah, he's like
Too
3
huge.
4 weight classes up. Yeah, that's you trying to handicap fights, Mike.
Listen, I was unimpressed. It seems like everybody wants to fight that dude, though. Let's go.
Yeah, I know.
Wilfredo's weight class would be more like the obviously Terrence Crawford and Errol Spencer at that weight class.
We're all the
but-
big guns right now. I know that's like Crawford, Spence, all those guys. So-
Danny Garcia's over there.
Danny Garcia.
But
That'd be a
those
good one.
Those 135 guys, you're starting to notice that they're filling into their grown man bodies. Like, I don't know. Did you guys notice how big Shakur Stevenson looked his last fight? Like,
Yeah,
you
he
could
looked
see
massive.
He looked
that
massive.
He's
Did you
coming
see
out
the
soon,
most recent pictures of Devin Haney?
Yo, when they rehydrate, man, they're every bit of
No,
150.
the guys that
Oh, 100%. So my
Stevenson-
thing about it is those guys are 19, 20, 21. When they get 26, 28, grown man strength, grown man body, they're going to be right there at 147 in Wilfredo's weight class. So those guys could be potential opponents.
Yeah. they Stevenson, his style.
Look at how massive. I mean, this kid looks massive right now.
Yeah.
That's Devin Haney.
Yep.
He looks like a bloated Derek Whitley. I got Whitley all day long.
Oh, look at this shit.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
That's 135 pounds, but he doesn't even look it. He looks like he's a legit 154.
Yeah, but how old is him? Like 20 what? 20
Like 20. Like 20 on the dot.
20 right there.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I mean, let me see. I know when he won his belt, he was mad young. Let me see.
I think you got to be like 21 though, 22 maybe, because I think he was 20 when he won the belt.
You're right. He just turned 23.
23.
Yeah.
Still.
Imagine that.
Still a puppy.
That's
Still a
crazy.
puppy.
That's a big ass puppy.
No, it's gonna be a monster. Those guys are freaking.
I mean, look at Jermaine. Jermaine's growing right before my eyes.
Yeah,
Jermaine
I'm
is like-
Jermaine.
He went from like
holy
Chicken
fuck.
Little, like I was significantly bigger than him at one point. Now I'm like, I go to see him
Yeah,
at his
look at
crib and shit. I'm like,
Those
motherfucker.
shoulders. Look at the
I'm
freaking
like,
shoulders.
you're
Jermaine
shape.
has.
Yeah, you're like a Greek god sculpture. Like, we go put a shirt on, Jermaine. Go put a shirt on. I'm not chilling with you. Go put a shirt on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I know.
So what about you, Jake? Anyone for you at a local level that if you're like, you know what, you either have what I want or you would help boost my career or whatever.
I've been thinking about this since the last time you asked me that. So first off, I'm just like Wilfredo, man. I want my 2 L's back. It's funny. The first dude, I thought those were bullshit stoppages, and the first dude don't even fight no more. But I want to smoke with both of them. Silva still fights, and he can come catch these wrecking balls. I want to get a couple more fights, and Larry Pryor will be handing over the belt that I was supposed to win last year. I can guarantee you that.
Larry just I think he just fought.
Yeah, he just took another L.
Did he?
Against Tinker. I think it was Tinker.
Okay. Yeah,
but Tinker's a good boxer.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is I was on the phone with him and he told me that like ever since he beat Brian, he was gonna start training like a champion and he lost. No, it's Thomas O'Toole.
O'Toole, yeah, my bad. Well, I like that attitude because he got what's mine, and I'm gonna see him down the road. I need to get active. I already know that. My whole thing, and this isn't cocky, this isn't ego, it's just how I think. The only way to stop me is to keep me inactive, and then that's kind of what they've done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got stuck with obligations that legally weren't really obligations, but I'm a man of my word and stuff like that. So I got stuck. Then I got hurt, and the pandemic made me a fat ass. You know, so
a lot of fighters, if you're not experienced yourself, if you don't have an experienced team, sometimes those obligations feel like obligations, but it's like the contract don't just work for you. Contract works for them too. You know, if they guaranteed you 2 fights a year or 3 fights a year and you fought 1 time last year, that's a breach of contract. You're out your contract.
That's exactly what it is. But I was so young in the game, man, and I'm real big on being loyal in my life. And I guess I was loyal to a fault there. And it screwed me in the end, but I learned my lesson. So now that I'm a free agent, man, I know the fights I need, and I need to get these fights, and I need to get in there, and I need to be active. And once I'm active, man, and you can quote me on this, you can text homie, Larry Pryor will be giving me my belt. He has that New Hampshire State Cruiserweight title, and I will be coming for it.
I dig it. I'm calling this out, and before tonight, I already called it out. I think Jake has a first round knockout coming Friday, I believe. I'm calling that out. I called it out after the last show when we talked, but I think that's coming.
I think this is how I see. I do think the first round is possible. I think that if Jake fights smart the first round, then it's easy second round. Because a lot of those guys, they blow their load, literally blow their load. They throw everything they have at you in that first 30 seconds, first minute, first round. But then after that, they got nothing left. You know? I think everyone has experienced that, whether it be in the amateurs or the pros, that one guy who came out crazy in the first round and then had nothing left for later on.
Straight KO, first round.
Oh,
no doubt.
I mean, like I said, I got love and respect for any man that gloves up, and I'm not an egotistical fighter at all. But at the end of the day, man, for me, I look at it like this guy's standing in my way, and I'm gonna move him no matter what.
Let's go.
How'd you guys do? How'd you guys do fan base wise? You guys got a good crowd coming?
I do, but I'll tell you something, man, that's real frustrating about local fights, man. Everybody wants to talk about, I support you, but when it comes down to brass tacks, man, there's always an excuse, there's always something. And we're 2 days. Well, we weigh in tomorrow, man, and I literally just got in from running around for tickets. It's probably one of the most frustrated things in camp, man. So I can imagine as a promoter what the hell y'all go through. Cause there'll be times, man, I'll be pulling up to people and they be giving me their sob story, man. I kind of want to punch them in the face, but you can't do that. So. But
hey, even when I'm getting ready, when Dave is putting hand wraps on me and stuff like that,
people texting me,
Fredo, you got tickets? And I'm like,
bro,
dude, like I'm I'm about to fight. You know what?
Yeah,
Like,
go on.
It's wild.
and
bro.
it's every time, and I'm like, and I keep posting like, listen, Thursday, this is the last day. Like even today, I did that same. Hey, I got a few tickets left. Today is the last day, but back tomorrow, people's gonna start. Hey, do you have tickets left? Do you have more
Yep.
tickets? I'm like,
But I will
And
say, so yes, tomorrow tickets and money have to go in. But if you have a guaranteed sale, not like a guy who's like, oh, hold it for me till fight time. But if you have like a guarantee, like, oh, I need 2 more tickets or 5 more tickets, 10 more tickets, whatever, because I gotta sell it to this person, we'll let you guys do that. We're just not gonna let people, oh yeah, we'll get it the day of the fight. Like, no, for that, get it at the door.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I try to. The people are like that. I have a
How's your
lot of
crowd
people
though?
that say-
Usually you have a really good crowd. How's your crowd? I know it's Springfield, but Springfield's close to Southbridge.
Yes. Well, like when you asked me before about first time you asked me about tickets, I asked for small amount just because most of the people they're like, well, Springfield, I'm like, come on guys, this is right there.
Yep. Yeah.
Worcester, Webster, like from Southbridge to Springfield is about 10 minutes apart from like it's almost the same thing.
Well,
Like
Fredo, the Pandas are gonna be there. That squad. This guy's got a whole a whole softball league of dudes, man. Ace, Danny,
no.
and all that.
And then these past couple days is just people like, cause I was telling you the truth, I was panicking a little bit, like what the hell's going on? Like all these people ask me, to save tickets, but they haven't like paid me yet. You know what I mean? Like, come on. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom. Can I get 5? Can I get 4? Can I get 7? And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. All right. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because I always want, this is me. I'm trying to, sell as many tickets as I can. And even like, I even give people like, hey, listen, you go to my fight. I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, because you ticket, you owe me $80. Huh? You owe me $80. And they're like, all right. Even if I'm not going, I'll go. And I'm different. No, this is a business now. So I'm trying to be. Before I used to be more shy. Now, not anymore. I'm like, like guys, you need to support me.
There's
do the same
nothing
thing
more
for you guys.
There's nothing more I feel like goosebumpy than when you hear that roar. Like the last show, Wilfredo's entrance, Oscar's entrance, like just to walk to the ring to hear those fans roaring and people had their shirts off, spinning
No,
it was like goosebumpy. I'm like,
other than Wilfredo, the best entrance I heard was for Bobby. Bobby was phenomenal. Wilfredo's 2 entrances were incredible. Oscar's was really good too.
No, and Friday it's gonna be an amazing night.
Yeah,
Friday
yeah,
is gonna
man.
be.
the best entrance I ever heard is my dad's.
See, now that's after my
can't be
time.
that.
I mean, which one?
No,
What would you
but
say?
no. I'll tell you right now. When Don King realized he had a hidden gem, was how about this? So it was the first championship fight in Worcester and like world championship fight, I think since the Sugar Ray Leonard era. Like that long ago. And my dad wasn't even the main event. 2 heavyweights that night were the main event. So the 2 heavyweights, you know how heavyweights fight. Heavyweights are like, it could be super boring, super exciting, or someone's getting knocked out at any weird time. So the heavyweight fight went how a normal heavyweight fight goes. And my dad and Luis Collazo fought to like, not just fight of like the night, like Showtime was pissed that Don King didn't air that fight. That fight wasn't even televised. But there was like 9,000 people there, and that's when Don King was like, ooh, I think I could come back here, and then when my dad fought for his 3rd world championship against Alejandro Garcia, I'll never forget it. It was like 14,000 people there. And man, like to hear all that noise, like it felt like the ground was shaking. Like it was loud. It was crazy.
I bet. I
I
love
was
it.
like,
I love it.
I was
It's like when people ask me, how you feel? And like, like when I'm walking to the ring, just getting to the ring. For me, is I'm in Vegas fighting for the world, title. Like it's a different. It's crazy. It's just I love it. It's the best thing ever.
Are you
Like,
bringing out the straw hat again?
the what?
The straw hat? You came out in the straw hat and Webster.
Yeah, I know. But that was going with the sun. It was all together. So that's why I came out with that. This one, not this one. I'm coming in with my family, so be a little different. But it'll be nice. It's gonna be good.
The sugar.
I'm
El
excited.
Sucaro,
So
baby.
we
Woo!
had the call outs. We had Wilfredo's prediction. Gave his call outs. Jake, what's your prediction?
Devastation.
Devastation.
That's what
That's
I'm
it.
talking
Devastation.
I'm coming to make sure that, no disrespect to any other fighter on the card. No disrespect to any fighter from the Woo. But I'm coming to make sure that Saturday morning when people go in, for the few people that pick up Telegram and Gazette and they go to that sports section, the headline reads "Paradise is back." That's my goal. I'm coming to steal headlines. I'm not coming to just take part.
Jake, fuck the Telegram, man. That's what Shamrock's supposed to be putting out there. We don't, you know what I'm saying? That's how we roll.
I respect it.
I guarantee it, man. Look at it. This is going to be a great event. How many fights total did we start with? Like 13 or something like that?
We started off with 13. We got 12, but we still got a great card.
Phenomenal. No, I mean, 12 fights is big time. Like I think I saw that kid, Jake, too, that he fought Tommy O'Toole. I believe I saw him in Dedham at Mosey and Charles, and man, I didn't see anything like that impressive, man. I'd love to see you fight him again. So, I mean, we got things to look forward to after this. It's almost like you're forming a league, AJ. Like the amount of fighters that you're conversing with and everything. It's looking up, man. It's looking up. I'll tell you, the stress will pay off eventually. We all go through it, to make it happen. We're 2 days away. So we're going to be seeing gold on Wilfredo. On top of it, I already see it on Wilfredo. He won that last fight. Everybody knows it.
I'm gonna let you have 2 belts, but it's all right.
This will be his second strap in my eyes, but nonetheless, man, I can't wait to see these fights. So
yeah. Before I'm out, I want to shout out my sponsors because they always there for me. I'm gonna shout out to Classic Cuts, Dow's Automóvil, La 616. That's a guy from my town. That's the street on my town where I live in Puerto Rico. Manatí, Puerto Rico, Cantito, mi gente. Kinu DR, that's roof contracting, Brennan Medical Group, also Ace Chipney Solution, and Jack is me, a realtor. So those are my sponsors. Thank you guys once again for all the love and support, and ready for Friday night.
Tomorrow's weigh-in, 3 p.m.
There we go. Tomorrow is time to eat.
That's
right.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I'll shout out. I want to shout out 2 of my sponsors, actually. Hold up. Damn, I'm bad with remembering shit. Sorry. MGA Basset Hounds and Lou's Sunshine and Cleaning. And I also want to give a big shout out to my wife, who actually put together my whole fight kit. As y'all know, this fight is dedicated to suicide awareness. I lost my uncle actually right before we announced it that he contacted me for this fight. So this fight's actually very important to my family, and my wife has gone above and beyond on making sure that he will be proudly represented in that ring. So shout out to her.
Nice, Jake. Nice.
Shout out to the wifey making the fighter's life easier.
Yeah, sometimes.
Gotta respect it.
Hey, listen, hold on. You got to take that with a grain of salt, bro.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
All right, fellas. Have a good night. I'll be seeing all you guys tomorrow. I can't wait. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, once again, thank you guys. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for Rivera Promotion. Once again, contact me for a fight again. You know, I'm always open.
Yeah, facts.
For this one, for the next one.
Ringing.
So thank you once again. Thank you for all my fans, my family. Thank you, Mike, for this podcast. You guys are amazing. And see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
Beautiful. Love you guys. Get ready
Have a
Friday.
good one,
I want to see
fellas.
some shit. Woo!
Let's get it.